Alright, so parade laps. Dominic behind the wheel of a 2021 Corvette Z51 at Road Atlanta. Nothing like it. Alright, so nice and straight, we're going to go right up to this curb that's going to come to you on the right hand side. You can go ahead and touch it as we go over it. And then a little bit of light acceleration around this corner, this long curve, and just hang right on it. And we'll stay out. Stay out means just stay right where you are, stay right where you are, stay right where you are, stay right where you are. Now turn in. And we make this a little bit of a straightaway. Good.
It's a straight shot.
It doesn't look like a straightaway, but it is a straightaway. We make everything a straightaway that we can. And we'll turn in. Ordinary speed, of course, the momentum will pull us over to the side. There's lots of track beyond this, so we just hit feather on the gas and we'll go track left. So we'll bring the car gently over to the left-hand side of the track. So we're bringing the car over to the left side because we got a right-hand turn coming up, and we want to make that turn as wide of an arc as possible. Why? Because we can carry more speed on a wide arc than we can on a narrow arc. So pull it in right to the curb, and then let it fade right out to the left-hand side, all the way to the left-hand side. Or normally do some good braking because we got to scrub off a lot of speed. Same thing here. Nice tight to the curb. Then we open up the wheel, let it go all the way to the left-hand side. Now we're going to have to wire your back off because we've caught the crowd. And now we're going to go what I would consider agonizingly slow.
The car's not meant to do that, right?
No.
So the big truck in the back must be the one that you were saying that would be all the way to that.
Yes. He'll bring up the rear, and why he does that is because what people used to do is they would just hang back. You already got it figured out, right? You just hang back, let this crowd get way up on there, and then on this back straight, you just go like blazes.
And then we went to 150.
And then the goofballs go down in the sand pit, spin out, crash, somebody breaks their neck, and everybody gets sued. So they've learned that they've got to keep somebody in front, somebody in back, and keep that from happening.
This mirror is really interesting. I remember you saying that when I first moved in. You showed
Is there glare or is it clear?
It's clear.
Okay. Because sometimes if there's a little glare, you can move it to get rid of the glare. But yeah, it's almost disconcerting, right? Because it's so clear, being a video image instead of a mirror.
This is where you're going 150 down to 50?
Probably 50, yeah. Work hard on these brakes, and you see some people don't quite make it. You see the black marks going out into the sand field there. That's the right position there, and right here we're getting right nice and tight to this curbing. Because when we're at speed, momentum is going to pull us all the way to the left. Then position the car right under the red square. Red square. Red square is for racing, white square is for that pit in, and now it's on, right? Just keep right on this road. There you go, you're good. You get to the top and you're like, what on earth?
Where do I go?
Right. So around here we're going to touch this curbing and then let the car fade all the way to the left because we're going to have a right-hander coming up. Plus the momentum coming off of there pulls you to the left. Kind of the whole object of this is to have the corner you're coming out of be so fast that the momentum pulls you right over to the extreme edge of the next straightaway. Does that make sense? And then you can be back on the gas for the straightaway.
So you're entering from the left.
Yes.
And you're going to cut into the right side.
Yep. So then this is a kind of a fast, remember I told you we were looking, 75, 80 miles an hour? Right here, which when we're doing it right now sounds like, well, that's really stupid to be going that fast in the corner, right? But when you're at speed, it's like, oh, this feels good. And the right line is, when we're coming up here, we're right on the top of that yellow, which is the blend line where we're coming out. And then we stay a little bit track left, because this curbing's going to come right to you. See how this turn to going to come right to you? And then stay straight. Don't follow those guys. And then we do brake, and we jump this curve, basically, in anticipation of lining up for the next one. So we're trying to make every curve just like these S's, like we talked about the last lap. We're trying to make all of these curves as much of a straight line as possible. Why? Because you can go faster in a straight line than you can in a curve. So to smooth them out and make them as straight as possible, then we can be back on the gas. Believe it or not, right here I'll be on the floor on gas, and it doesn't look like that makes sense but it's basically a straight line. And I've got uphill braking. See how this is coming up?
Right.
So we get what's called compression braking. So I'm braking, which throws all the weight to the front, but we're also going uphill. So now I smush these front tires down really, not flat, but it smushes them down to get a better contact patch, and my braking is more effective. We love uphill braking. That's why turn 10A, where that sand pit is kind of trickier, because that's downhill braking, so you don't get the benefit of the uphill compression.
Braking at that point, right? Because the uphill you're kind of going against your vehicle's going to be slowed down anyway. But
yeah, so we love the uphill braking because you're getting slowed down anyway, and it makes your braking more effective, which means you can carry more speed into that area because you can scrub that speed off more effectively because of the uphill braking. That little corner we went through there is kind of a on camber, we call it, turn. It's almost a banked curve, which is you can hold a little more speed on those kind of banked curves too. So again, we call this a straightaway. Doesn't look like a straightaway,
right,
but we're full on the gas, 100%, because we got tons of track here. As we round this small corner and go into the bridge, we know that we've got straight for another 3,000 feet. Down this back straight. So literally, and you might see this when I'm driving and you're riding, but literally this is a section where even though we're on our way from 100 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour to 150 miles an hour, this is literally a section where you take a deep breath, you relax your fingers so you don't have a death grip on the wheel, you kind of relax your shoulders and you just decompress a little bit, even though you're blowing and going, because it's a nice straight, right? This is probably one of the most important corner workers on the whole course. Why? Because you're really high speed and it's totally blind. So if you don't see any other corner worker, you need to see that guy.
And what you're looking for them is really for flags.
And for flags, exactly. And you're using mainly peripheral vision, although right now, coming into 10A, it's easy to see him.
Sure.
He's right in front of us. But you know where I'm looking? I'm looking at the corner worker 11 underneath the bridge. Do you see that little pagoda?
Yep.
I look at him. Why? Because I want to know if he's got a problem before I get there. I already know this guy doesn't because I've already looked at him, right? And when we get around this set of corners, you can't see this guy. I think it's a horrible position. It should be on this side of the bridge.
Right?
Yeah. But again, I didn't design the track, so I don't get a say. So yeah, stay right in the red, and just keep going straight, even though it looks like we're going to go off the face of the earth. Keep going straight, and then pretty soon we're going to see where the...
Right here.
Yep.
What is that, the pit for the other side?
That's the other side. That's the side we use most frequently. You heard him say it. Chen hardly ever uses this side. All right, we can give a little bit of gas here. We'll catch up with these guys. Both hands on the wheel. A little more gas. A little more. Yes. Yeah, they're starting to stage up, so he's telling us this is our last lap.
Last lap.
Yep. All right, you can give it a little bit of gas up this hill. Put it in sport mode. We're going to turn on track mode so that it's officially on track mode. All right, a little bit of brake. Just jump this curb and then catch the next one and just hold tight to it. Stay out a little bit, stay out, turn in. See how that made it straighter?
Yes.
You start to turn in and it's going to push you way wide. So that's what it's like to learn the line. And what you were driving was the street mode. You see a corner, you start to turn.
Right.
No, you can't do that in the track. You got to stay out, then you turn in. And so you're constantly fighting this voice in your head that is the street voice. That's telling you, well, what are you, crazy? There's a corner, turn here. And you're like, no, I'm not going to. And even after 13 years of doing this, I still have to fight the street voice. It's very quiet now in my head. It used to be louder. And you see the markers, 200, 100, they started back at 400 or 500. So here we're going to...
Hug this side.
Yep, you're going to touch this curb and see how it's sloped this way?
Yeah,
so it actually holds you on the track. As we come over here, the car's momentum pulls us to the left, and then we're in a nice straight line to do our braking, and then we turn in right at the edge of that, turn in, get nice and tight to this curb, and then when we're at speed, it's going to pull us right to the left-hand side, just like that. Well done. So, driving on track here at Road Atlanta. Initial impressions of the new Corvette C8.
It's bad. Put my name on the list. Denis may not want to hear that, but no, it's really, I mean, it feels even more like a race car, to be honest.
The cockpit is just really kind of set up that way, to make you kind of feel like you're in a race car. What a gorgeous day it is today. It could not be prettier. Just a beautiful day.
And then with you taking me on that ride, it just felt like it was in a race car.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I wanted to take you out before we did parade laps, and then we'll go out again this afternoon, and it'll be a lot more meaningful to you to go out a second time, because you kind of know what to expect, and you've been out on the parade laps, and you've been out for a few fast laps, so it'll just, it'll feel better, and you'll like it even more. All right, so we got the checkered flag, so this time around we're going to go in. So as we round this corner and round the next right-hander, we're going to stay all the way track right. If we were doing it for real, we'd put our fist up in the air, which would indicate that we're going in. All the way to the track right. And we'll let off the gas and find our way right around the pitted entrance. Now imagine yourself in an IMSA car doing 120 miles an hour at that point.
That corner.
And making it, and you got to slow down enough to do pit road's got to be probably 45 or something. I don't know what it is, the speed limit, before you get penalized.
I told Denise how much fun I had. She's going to end up bringing her car out here.
She would. I think she would enjoy it.
Oh, I know she would. She likes the speed, and
I think she'd enjoy it. So yeah, next spring we're doing another one of these. If you guys want to, join me, bring her car out. She can do parade laps in her car. She can go for a ride along, some hot laps if she wants to experience that.
If you want to go with the, I guess we're going to follow these vehicles.
Yep,
right?
follow these guys. Follow that out.
If we want to go through the hot laps means.
Hot laps means go for a ride along with me.
Instructor, right?
Yeah, ride along with the instructor. Yeah.
So if you want to experience, I guess, like what a student is doing, is that where you just paying the fees? Right?
Yep. You sign up, pay your $650.
Helmet, you gotta have some basic things, I would imagine, right? Brakes,
right. Yep. Brake fluids and brake pads, but honestly, your brake pads that you have on your car right now are more than adequate for a beginner student. So we'll take a left and then we'll circle back around to our spot. Yeah, we might all the various traffic going on here. Go ahead and cut through here because, that's right. We'll thread the needle. Everybody is usually pretty good and aware of pit movement. This better not be the green group. I think it's the red group. Yeah, it's a red group.
Is that them getting on the track?
Yeah, it's a red group out now. Know what we're going to do? We're going to finish the lunch.
Yep.
And then if we want to, we'll go out for a couple laps in the blue group, which is right after the red group. Or if you want to let your lunch settle longer, you can wait for a while and we'll go out later in the afternoon. Whatever you feel like.
a lot of cars here for this.
A lot of cars. I'm going to say probably in the neighborhood 120 cars, about 40 or so, good 40 in each of the run groups, which is actually pretty crowded. But I make it work. And as long as everybody works together in terms of point buys and passes, it all works. And watch him. He's going to stay out. Yeah, you can just pull in. It doesn't matter. Pull in right next to him there. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to have to back in. Good right there. Cool deal. Excellent. 16 minutes of
That was
recorded
awesome.
fun.